The truth behind the Euphanasia chain they had Tupac wear. First of all, euthanasia is a play on words. The actual word is euthanasia. Euthanasia means slow death. Tupac's death was spiritual. Tupac was given the Euphanasia chain on September 2nd, 1996, several days before he was shot on Saturday, September 7th, 1996. This was one ugly demonic medallion. The medallion was made of 14-karat yellow gold and laced with diamonds. The medallion was big and cumbersome, and it looked like it was heavy to wear. Before they gave Tupac this medallion to wear, they performed a ritual over the chain to curse it. Tupac went from wearing the Queen Nefertiti necklace in the music video Brenda's Got a Baby in 1992 to wearing the Euphanasia necklace, also known as the Angel of Death, in the music video Toss It Up in 1996. This does not make sense. When Tupac wore this Angel of Death chain, very bad things began to happen to Pac because this chain was cursed and it helped to lead to Tupac's demise. The hidden hands involved in Tupac's death were dirty, despicable, and downright evil. I prayed over the words Tupac Euphanasia chain, and these were the results. You have to be in the spirit to understand this, but I will break it down and share with you what I know. Here is what this cursed chain did to Pac when he wore it. It broke down Pac's spirit, and it helped propound the ritual surrounding his death. It cursed Pac to have self-destructive behavior. This is very common when a person is under mind control. They can trigger you to self-destruct, and this is what happened with Tupac. The last celebrity that I know of that they did this to was Kanye West. He was triggered to self-destruct at his concert. Kanye went on an over-the-top crazy rant that lasted for about 2 hours. They set Kanye West up, and this gave them a reason to put Kanye in so-called rehab for reprogramming and other sinister things. The powers that should not be created the problem, triggering Kanye West to go on the rant. The public reacted. We were all concerned and voiced our opinion on social media about Kanye's situation. Then the powers that should not be created the solution. They put Kanye West in the hospital against his will for reprogramming under MK Ultra Janus mind control. Remember, this is how the elites do things and make things happen. Problem, reaction, solution. Tupac was absolutely going crazy and spiraling out of control before he was shot on September 7th, 1996. It was done to steal his black male Egyptian energy and harness the Tut gene for themselves. It was also done to drag down the spirits of all the black men and black women that looked up to Tupac as well. This is very deep, ladies and gents. It was used to bring in demons, to traumatize Tupac, to send wicked spirits his way, to give him bad luck, to keep Tupac programmed, and to trigger Tupac's spirit, to keep the ritual going. They did this sinister shit to steal Pac's sexual energy as well. For the record, the reason why Tupac never had any children is because Tupac told me from the spirit realm that they made him impotent. These assholes, the evil powers that should not be, set it up so he could not have kids. When a child is put under mind control, they can give them drugs for just about anything. Since Tupac's DNA scared them, the powers that should not be did not want Tupac alive. Do you think they would want him to have babies? No. Who was mainly behind this? The upper echelon of the Eastern Star Witches. In fact, they are usually behind every evil scheme that is carried out because they control the men in power in secret. They also hate men with a passion. They would prefer a world with only women, as sick as that sounds. The Eastern Star Witches also want to get their shine on now. This is why we see all these movies that are showing off women. Now, I don't have a problem with female-driven movies because I am a lady, but there is always a sinister hidden agenda. The female Ghostbusters, Wonder Woman, Atomic Blonde, Proud Mary, Girls Trip, etc. In my opinion, all of these female-driven movies want to program the average young lady that she can live without a man, that she can have a baby by herself, and that a man can now be non-existent in her life. For the record, Most of the Eastern Star witches that run this sinister operation behind the scenes are bona fide lesbians. Yeah, I said it. Another reason why the powers that should not be hated Tupac was because Pac was all about black love, black family, and black procreation. Tupac expressed this many times in his interviews and in his music. Wearing the medallion meant stealing Pac's mojo, and it also made Tupac disturbed and paranoid. It put Tupac in a trance. This sick and sadistic Luciferian ritual was done in castles through chanting. This opened Tupac's mind, body, and soul to demons and other evil entities in the spirit realm. Everyone that participated in Tupac's murder assassination was jealous of Tupac. The witches, warlocks, and wizards control the entertainment industry in Hollywood. I talked about how the movie called The Truman Show can be compared with Tupac's life. Tupac's life can also be compared to another movie on a more spiritual level. The film Rosemary's Baby is also a metaphor for Tupac's life. Let's talk about the movie Rosemary's Baby. I will focus on the title of the film first. The word rose comes from Tupac's poem, The Rose That Grew from Concrete. The word Mary comes from Tupac's song, Hail Mary. Tupac is the baby that the elites wanted to give up to Lucifer, but everything backfired in the spirit realm. Remember, Lucifer's world is not perfect. Almost nothing ever goes as planned. This is definitely some Matrix fallen angels shit, since the fallen angels can travel through time and space. They can make things happen. Miss Euphanasia Chain joined the Black Panther Party in 1968. The movie Rosemary's Baby was also made in 1968. Ladies and gents, I can't make this up. There are no coincidences. Everything happens for a reason. The fallen angels put this movie into place because of Tupac. When you have time, please watch the movie Rosemary's Baby. Mia Farrow plays the main character, Rosemary. Rosemary and her husband, Guy, is played by John Cassavetes. They are a young couple who live amongst a community of WWW, witches, warlocks, and wizards. Most people don't know that Hollywood is controlled by witches, warlocks, and wizards. An older couple in the apartment complex becomes very friendly and familiar with Rosemary and Guy. In the movie, Guy is an ambitious actor. The older man, who is a warlock, has a private conversation with Guy. He tells Guy that he can become a famous and wealthy actor if he makes a pact with Lucifer. Guy agrees, but under one condition. He has to give up something in order to receive fame and wealth. Guy makes the decision to convince Rosemary to have a baby. Guy is going to give their child up to Lucifer. Unbeknownst to Rosemary, she is secretly drugged, tortured, traumatized, and given a tennis root necklace by the older female neighbor who is a witch. It was supposed to be a so-called good luck necklace, but it gave Rosemary nothing but bad luck. This amulet was cursed, and it was used to control Rosemary's mind, body, and soul. This disturbing situation also happened with Tupac. Miss Afeni made the decision to give Tupac up. Tupac to the CIA government mind control program so she wouldn't have to do her 156 plus years of jail time for being arrested for Panther 21. Miss Afeni was also promised fame and wealth after Tupac's death. During the last days of Tupac's life, he was given the Euphanasia Chain, also known as the Angel of Death medallion, to wear so they could curse him with demons and break down his spirit. Before they assassinated Tupac. I mentioned earlier that Tupac was a victim of MK Ultra, Janus mind control programming. I know people don't want to believe that Miss Afeni gave Tupac up to the CIA government. To the CIA government mind control program, but she did. Tupac told me from the spirit realm in September 2007 that his mom sold him out. Tupac then led me to YouTube videos, blogs, and other social media outlets to show me. I would totally disrespect Tupac if I was not honest about what happened to him. Mind control is huge in Hollywood. Rosemary's Baby did a reboot for TV in 2014. It starred actress Zoe Saldana. Why was this movie remade into a 4-hour TV miniseries? I know in my heart of hearts it was remade with a black actress because the powers that should not be want all the black babies. They want to steal the energy and touching of black children. This is why all of these white female celebrities are made to adopt black children. This is also why many black children are kidnapped every year and end up missing. They use evil black people to kidnap black kids. These children are made into sex slaves. They are given new identities, or they become blood sacrifices and murdered in the name of Lucifer. Satanic ritual abuse towards children is a major part of the elite's lifestyle. This is the duality world we live in, ladies and gents. A world that contains righteous people that want to dutifully serve the Heavenly Father, and a secret world where people are wicked and worship Lucifer to the highest denomination. Coming in at number 13B. Toss It Up, the beach party version. The beach party version for the music video Toss It Up was also directed by Lionel C. Martin. It was also done on September 6, 1996, the same day as the garage version. This was the last day Tupac filmed a music video before he was shot the next day on September 7th, 1996 in Las Vegas, Nevada. This video opens with sexy ladies getting out of fancy cars from Machiavelli's beach party. This video is much lighter and it looks like Tupac, also known as Machiavelli, Danny Boy Stewart, KC and JoJo of Jodeci, and Aaron Hall are having some fun amongst the beautiful ladies dancing on the beach. These 5 handsome men are getting their sexy on. They are seen wearing no shirts as they show off their muscular bods, wearing eye-catching clothes. Tupac was a dapper dresser. He knew how to wear some clothes. The ladies look good in their mini dresses and hot shorts. The song Toss It Up has an infectious beat, which makes it easy for the ladies to dance to. I like the end of this music video. Machiavelli the Don sits on his throne, smoking a cigar. Always looking ultra sexy. Coming in at number 12. Papa's song. The music video for Papa's song was directed by James Michael Marshall in 1994. This video was filmed in classic black and white. The video features beautiful actress Vivica A. Fox and Tupac's stepbrother, Mopreme, who was going by the name Wicked during this time. This is a very deep video. Tupac narrates the story as we see a young son longing to have a relationship with his father. Vivica plays the mother in this story. She is in and out of relationships with different men. We see that she is never happy as she constantly argues with just about every man that comes into her life. As her young son looks on, this music video, Papa's song, is definitely a reflection of Tupac's real life. Even though Tupac had Mr. Kenneth Legs Saunders and Mr. Matulo Shakur as father figures in and out of his life, Tupac wanted to have a relationship with his biological father, who is Mr. Billy Garland. I mentioned this in one of my previous commentaries, and I will expound on this issue. The elites, also known as the hidden hands, were behind this. One of the elites' sinister ongoing goals is to break up the family unit. This is especially done with black families because the elites don't see us as human. After Miss Afeni made the decision to give up Tupac to the CIA government mind control program, Tupac's life became expendable. The elites could do whatever they wanted with Tupac. Miss Afeni got her freedom from doing her jail time for this, but she was still under the elite's jurisdiction. Miss Afeni was also a member of the Eastern Stars. This secret society is the female side of the male-driven Freemasons. The elites had Miss Afeni under slight mind control. They monitored her life as well. Mr. Billy Garland wanted to see Tupac and have a relationship with his son. The elites knew this. This is why they had Miss Afeni moving all over the place. They did not want Mr. Garland to find them. The elites set it up where Tupac would be attending the Baltimore School of the Arts. Then the elites had Mississippi move Tupac and his little sister, Setyawa, to Marin City, California, a place that black people who lived there called the jungle. For the record, Marin City started in 1942. Marin City became a model city for the Betcho Company, who began to develop the community, and it was a bold social experiment in race relations. And of course, the community's most famous resident was Tupac Shakur. Tupac also found a spiritual connection in Oakland, California, a place where Tupac called home. Tupac ended up connecting and working with some of the who's who in the West. The rapper Richie Rich, the rapper Too Short, the rapper Rapping Forte, the rapper Big Psych, the rapper and dancer extraordinaire MC Hammer, the rapper and producer Daz Dillinger, and the rapper and producer DJ Quick. Tupac also got to chime in with the magnificent Max Julian. Let's not forget, handlers and watchers were always put into place with Tupac's every move. Believe me when I say this, we should all be aware that the government put their shoddy welfare programs in place to keep black fathers out the home. The welfare programs gave black mothers with kids a fixed income check every month to go along with their sinister agenda. This is documented. Mr. Garland finally got to meet his son Tupac in the hospital after he was shot in New York on November 30th, 1994. Tupac saw the uncanny resemblance of himself and Mr. Garland. Tupac's spirit knew right away that it was his pops. By then, Tupac stated in interviews that he was over the father thing. It was still a blessing that divine intervention allowed the two of them to have a father and son relationship before Tupac crossed over into the spirit realm. Tupac is very happy that he got to meet his dad. Tupac loves him very much. Tupac says he wished he just had more time. Another example of this madness happened with the beautiful and graceful actress, dancer, and singer, Miss Dorothy Dandridge. Miss Dorothy Dandridge and her sister, Miss Vivian Dandridge, were child stars. Their mother, Miss Ruby Dandridge, kept them away from their father, Mr. Cyril Dandridge. I know in my heart of hearts that the elites were in on this situation as well. I love Miss Dorothy Dandridge. She is my girl. In honor of Dorothy, I have to keep it real. MK Ultra Mind Control was done in Europe first, then in America. It started in the 1920s. The elites mastered this sinister program in the 1950s. It is well documented that Miss Marilyn Monroe was the elite's first MK Ultra mind control presidential beta sex hidden slave. Miss Marilyn Monroe had reached diamond status in the program. This is why they had Marilyn sing the song, "Diamonds are a girl's best friend." Miss Marilyn Monroe was made to sing this song to reinforce her mind control programming. Beyonce, who has also reached diamond status in the program, was also made to sing "Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend" as she promotes a perfume by Giorgio Armani called Imperial Armani Diamonds for Women. Dorothy Dandridge and Marilyn Monroe were mirror images, their lives paralleled on every level. Dorothy and Marilyn were roommates as young adults in show business, and they knew each other very well. They also went to acting school together. Would love to see a real photo of Dorothy and Marilyn together if there is one around. I came to the conclusion that if the elites had Marilyn in the CIA government mind control program, it's a 100% fact that Dorothy and Vivian were in this program as well. By the grace of God, also known as the Heavenly Father, Dorothy wasn't used as much for their evil schemes because of heavy racism in the 1950s when she was a movie star. For the record, I prayed over Miss Dorothy Dandridge's name and cross-referenced her name with her salacious manager, Mr. Earl Mills. Earl Mills was not only her handler when Dorothy was under mind control, this asshole, Earl Mills, was also the one who murdered her. Fast forward to 1999, Halle Berry gets the rights to Earl Mills' obsessive-driven book about Miss Dorothy Dandridge. Then Halle Berry's made-for-TV disaster comes alive on HBO, introducing Dorothy Dandridge. What? Who the fuck are you kidding, Halle Berry? You only did that Halle Berry is playing dress-up TV movie to showcase your own career. Earl Mills definitely had delusions of grandeur. That nigga, spelled Nigger. Yeah, I said it. Mr. Mills wanted the whole world to think he was an integral part of Dorothy's life, and he was not. The Tamara show is not going to sugarcoat or lie about anything. My show reveals the esoteric, things done in secret. I'm going to make a conscious effort to share the truth with you, ladies and gents. Could you imagine being Dorothy's and Vivian's father, Mr. Cyril Dandridge? The first time he sees his beautiful darlings again is at the movie theater in a film called A Day at the Races in 1937. This movie stars the Marx Brothers, Groucho, Chico, and Harpo. Dorothy and Vivian were singers in the film. All I can say is, wow. Miss Ruby Dandridge was a member of the Eastern Stars. The elites instructed her to keep Dorothy and Vivian away from their dad, Mr. Cyril Dandridge. The same way Miss Euphanasia Shakur did with Tupac Shakur, not allowing him to see his real father, Mr. Billy Garland. Dorothy did get to meet her dad, Mr. Cyril, when she got older, Dorothy said it was always awkward for her. I believe Dorothy only had 3 encounters with Mr. Cyril before she passed and crossed over into the spirit realm. Once you study and learn how the elites operate and do things, you will find that there is always a pattern. The elites create a formula and it is done over and over because it works. But as I have stated before, Lucifer's world is not perfect. We must praise the Heavenly Father for divine intervention. It's hard to be an angel living amongst devils. Tupac Shakur, Dorothy Dandridge, Marilyn Monroe, and Vivian Dandridge were angels living amongst devils. Know thyself, know thy enemy.